name is Bryce Peterson. I graduated from Corbin University in 2013 with a degree in business management. My first job out of school was marketing manager at Valley Credit Union. I came to Corbin and I'd lived out in this community my whole life. So when I was a freshman, I wound up in what they called Northside, which was Hall and PVG. And I kind of came in, and I certainly had I was a good athlete in high school, hot shot mentality. And I remember my RA, Chris Trammell, he came in one day and he sat me down and said, "Hey Bryce," he goes, "you want to know something?" He goes, you're a good leader. He goes, "You have the ability to lead people." He goes, but you can't lead guys spiritually at all. And that was the time where my faith really just began to grow, and it really established the foundation for everything that was to come. As I moved into my sophomore year, I actually was an RA in PVG, and I got to do that for a few years. And I was doing that kind of in conjunction with track at the same time. And so I ran track for 4 years at Corbin, and that was really fun because it was kind of the outlet where the hall was kind of my time with the guys, the more spiritual form, foundational. Track was kind of the outlet where I got to kind of keep my competitive fire, and it was something that really kept pushing me. So freshman year goes by, sophomore year goes by. I'm actually an ed major at this point. And it was my junior year, and I was sitting in the dorm. I got a phone call and said, "Hey, your grandpa just passed." So a few days later, we were reading the family will, found out I owned an auto appraisal company. And again, had you have known my grandpa, this is just how he would work, and it was just how the Lord would work, timing-wise. And so, gosh, I don't know how to run a business. I know how to appraise cars. I don't know how to run a business. So I went straight to the business faculty and said, "Hey, can you help me out with this?" So Professor Hussey started coming in on the weekends to help me with kind of the layout of my company. He helped me build my company website, develop all the material for it. Bryce Bernard reviewed financials, helped me secure, I think it was LLC at the time is what we decided based on some liability thing. And it was just great. And I thought, hey, I think it's really something I love. So I switched my major. I got to go to school while owning a business. And that really just amped up my experience. So come senior year, I do my Corbin consulting project, and we get a project on Kaboom Coffee. And so we're asked to do a nationwide survey to establish if churches are a good market for this niche coffee company. And we come back to the conclusion that it's not. We have data. We'd done well, and so after we walk the stage, we're feeling really good. And I'll never forget, this hand just reaches out and just grabs me. And I look, and it's Straw, Professor Straw. He goes, any talents or gifts you have, they're from the Lord. He goes, so give them to him right now. So we prayed in the back room. And I come out, and a bunch of business owners, 4 or 5, gave me business cards and said, "Hey, we'd like to create a job for you. Come interview." So I was feeling like, hey, I'm on top of the world, and you know, I'm thinking the Lord, but the Lord wanted to make sure He humbled my spirit, certainly before getting a job, and I can't tell you how thankful I am of that. And so I got rejected on the next 4 or 5 interviews I went to. So we're 3 months out now. Don't have a job. Kaboom Coffee calls me and says, "Hey, we'd like to offer you a position." I said, "Great." They're the company I consulted for. Love the guys. They said, "You'll start in 2 months." We signed paperwork. 2 months goes by. I'm about to start my job, and they say, "Hey, sorry, we couldn't get funding together." Gosh, I'm like 4 or 5 months out of school now. One day I was out mowing, and I just said, "Lord, give me the name of somebody you want me to follow up with, and I will." And so I felt like the Lord gave me a real specific name. I followed up with that individual, and he opened up an opportunity at Valley Credit. I sat down for the interview, and I'll tell you what, every single question they were going over with me was something I'd done at Corbin. We want to see your work, doing a market research or market analysis. Well, hey, look what I did for Kaboom Coffee CCP project. Hey, we wanted to see some experience with web design, graphic design. Hey, when my grandpa passed away, I built a website for our company with my professors from Corbin. Boom. Do you have any outside sales experience? Yeah. I was able to increase revenue for our company thanks to this predictive model Hussey helped me with. Here you go. And so it was clearly where God wanted me. But it was also really neat to see a lot of what I learned at Corbin come to fruition. So my advice, always to students is, hey, hang on to those projects and make sure you do a really good job, because the work and the foundation you set at Corbin is what transitions you to the next phase. So I was really blessed with the process at Corbin and the relationships I've had and continue to have at that university.